talked about being signed at the age of 18, 16, and 18, and et cetera. And I think that those of us who are familiar with some of the difficult problems that young artists have moving into the music industry, some of us understand the significant step that was, how difficult that must have been in order for her to be able to do that. But what would you say to some young artists this morning who might be in Kelly's situation, who, from your perspective as a co-manager with your husband, who might be interested in perhaps duplicating what the two of you have already been able to do for Kelly? What would you say to them about the music industry, gospel music today?
First of all, I would say practice, perfect yourself, and get yourself with exposure. I think a lot of Kelly's exposure came when she was on Ed Beckman's Star Search. She was a 3-time winner as the youth on that particular facet of his show.
Now, this is the National Star Search
Yes,
activity.
right. Yeah, with Ed Beckman. And that gave her exposure, and the Lord opened a lot of doors. I think when we were getting into the facet of signing, our biggest goal was to get where we could allow the Lord's message to be given. Choices of various other record companies and different labels, we studied and we debated about, and most of all we prayed about. And the Lord led us to Word Epic. So to the youth today, I would say, as I said before, is to, practice, get exposure, and most of all, lean on the Lord to lead them and guide them in which way they should take.
And to keep going, don't be discouraged, even though you may feel like, well, I should have had a record deal a long time ago. I'm totally blessed because I have a record deal, as young as I am. So just keep going and make sure that you're in it for the love of music and not because, you want to be signed or any other thing, because then it'll kind of fade away. Make sure that you just keep on singing and keep on doing what you love to do, even though things may not seem like they're going the way you want them to go.
But now, you do,
like being able to
but you do recognize, Miss Kelly Williams, that you are indeed blessed to be able to have, at the age of 18, a deal with one of the major recording companies. You recognize that as that some people perhaps struggle almost all of their lives and are never able to achieve that.
Right.
Now, what do you attribute that to? I mean, your skills or some other things that have intervened in your behalf? Or how do you see that?
I attribute everything to the Lord. I've recently come to the place where I just want to be totally in His will, And even before that, God just kind of ordered my steps. That sounds kind of like a cliche, but it's true. He just made everything go, even when I wasn't necessarily thinking on the same, wavelength. He brought everything because He knew that I'd be at this point where I want to have His will done, and so I just give all thanks to the Lord, because I think that He's the one that's worked it out, and I thank Him for the gift that He's given me, and I acknowledge the fact that I do have a gift, and I just want to keep growing in my gift, learn more about music, learn more about and my voice, and also learn more about Christ spiritually.
Very good. And of course, it's about time now, Mr. Williams, for our first commercial break, and after which we'll talk about some other things when we come back. We'll be back with you following this commercial break.